I've been teaching for 5 years. I was born in Nigeria. I consider myself an educator more than just a teacher. Well, mock trial is, in layman's terms, a simulation court case. And the mock trial program that's run in Philadelphia that students participate in allows them that tremendous opportunity to actually engage in law and really develop the skills that I know would help them to succeed and move past grads high school. In teaching and coaching mock trial, one of the things I always find that's beneficial for students is when they begin to see how their ideas and their words are very much connected, in that you need to learn how to pick your words carefully. You need to learn how to respond and, more importantly, listen to someone else. I challenge them to rise to a new level of achievement, and I always want to make sure my students are pushing themselves to success. And in mock trial, students serve as witnesses, so they actually have to play the part and become the character, which takes a lot of practice because, if your character is supposed to be sympathetic, you need to become sympathetic and gain the sympathy of the audience, the jury, and the judge. I love working with high school students because they really provide a lot of fire, a lot of passion, and so they always remind me of my duty as an educator to assist them, to be of service to them. Education Works provides for me the opportunity to connect with high school students and be in a high school setting, which is where I feel incredibly comfortable in. Education Works has really allowed me the opportunity to continue to develop and learn how to help students become the person that they want to be. And I really enjoy that the staff supports me and allows me to actually support them in achieving their own personal mission.
Well, I started off at the Vox Beacon, and there I kind of was just a general corps member in their after-school program and doing various different programs. I do a lot of different programs. So this program that I'm doing right now, which is called Puppeteers with Ears, I liked the idea of bringing that into these schools because it gives the kids opportunities to do hands-on stuff like we were doing today, where they're actually building the puppets, and it gives them theater skills, and they get presentation abilities, so they're standing up and they're using their whole body, so it involves movement.
All right, and your arm back, don't hit any table, give a table behind you, and your arm forward, and the other arm back, and the other arm forward.
They can also kind of explore stories that might be a little bit too sensitive for them to work on by themselves, but maybe when they're doing them with puppets, they can go into them a little bit more in depth. Like when I come to a different site and they're like, oh, the puppet lady's here, and I didn't know we're doing puppets, and you just kind of see them light up and they get all enthusiastic, and that's exciting. My long-term goal is to start my own theater company that's working with youth and communities and kind of creating theater surrounding that. So beforehand, I wasn't really sure how that was all going to work. I've kind of been able to define how I'm going to move forward, and I'm applying to graduate schools, and I'm excited. I feel like I'm taking steps forward, and Education Works has definitely been a really good step, and I feel like I now have skills that I can apply towards my goals that in the past were a little bit more just clouds in the sky, and now I have a ladder.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
It can work, and if you want to do it, you can make it happen. I think that's important to know.
I have been involved with Education Works since, I believe, January of 2007, so it's been a little bit over a year. Beach Rhymes and Life is an integrated multimedia program where the only thread that ties it all together is hip-hop culture. So we rap, we write, we are journalists, we are directors, we are musicians. One of my big love after social change is music. And I always wanted to try to put them all together.
Like sugar, it got me hype, got me saying all these things about you every.
I want to build a popular permanent hip-hop multimedia program here at the Beacon. We was having a discussion about the mayoral elections, and we was just talking about just the killing in here in Philadelphia, the gun violence, you know, which we like deal with every day on a smaller level, as far as arguments, as far as clashes. So we decided, like, how about let's redo West Side Story.
So I haven't seen you around here. Where have you been?
In a correctional facility.
Oh, for what?
I'd rather not talk about it.
The young folks are brilliant. You know, they actually are writing the script. They actually developing the characters. It's going to be all original music, you know, and it's going to be actually a full-length film. So we're real excited about it. I'm involved with 2 programs, the Young Legend Peer Mentoring Program, and our slogan is Youth Building with Youth. What we do is we build community. You know, like in this day and time, everything is so atomized. Everything is so individualistic. Everybody got their iPod on and you just zoned out on what you're doing. Everybody got their own email account, is into their own world. So we've seen that what we really should do here and what should really be our aim is reestablishing a sense of community among these young folks, you know. I already had a background in activism and being out there.
So when you come into the club, you know what I'm saying? You kind of like, your spirits is kind of broken. Like, this just ruined your evening. You thought you was gonna have a good night.
It's me.
You thinking to yourself now, like, yo, man, I should have just chilled to begin with. Yo, I should have never came out, right?
The earliest thing that I remember is wanting to eradicate homelessness, you know? So I remember telling my mom and, like, you know, like lobbying her, like, yo, we gotta start a food program. And I remember my mom, who always supported me. I remember we made sandwiches and she baked a cake and we went out and I remember us handing out food, you know. And that was my first awareness of like activism and, you know, just like my responsibility to my community, you know what I'm saying, which was for me is the whole world. A friend of mine was working with EW doing their summer camp. And every day when I would talk to him, he would just tell me like, you know, just these awesome sessions that he was having. What impressed me was, it seemed that the company itself had a progressive mission. And when I actually had a chance to read the mission statement about serving youth who are underserved and making an impact upon them and working to increase the quality of life and opportunities for them, you know, I was definitely with it.